Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tina and I make videos on lifestyle, DIY, and home decor videos every single week. And for today's video, we are doing my long-awaited kitchen makeover. I've been talking about this for quite a while. I'm so excited to show you guys what I do to this space because it is all renter-friendly things that you could do. We are not painting any walls, we're not doing any crazy demos. We're just kind of giving an upgrade to a space that needs a lot of love. Also, big shout out to Fi. They are sponsoring today's video, so I will talk a little bit about them later. But before we get into it, let's take a look at what the kitchen looked like before. This kitchen just needed a lot of love. There was no personality to it whatsoever. The biggest issue in the kitchen was honestly the tiles. They were not cute whatsoever. When we first moved in, we actually demoed the whole kitchen, so I will show some before pictures of what it looked like, but we did upgrade it and put in brand new cabinets and things like that, so it does look pretty good, but we ran into issues with the tiles, so they just stayed the way they were, and it honestly does not make any sense with the cabinets, so we definitely have to upgrade those. And then the other big issue was the pantry. The shutter doors on it actually fell off and we just could not put them back on. So we have a makeshift open pantry and it has this terrible wallpaper or contact paper on it. So we definitely need to take care of that. And that is basically what the kitchen looks like. There's a lot of work to do, but it's nothing that we can't handle. So as you guys may already know, I'm actually moving out of this space and my sister is moving in. So this makeover is really for her. So I came up with this mood board and it really encompasses all of the different items that I want to add into the space. So we're going to add in some gold tones as well as neutral tones. All right, now that you guys know the game plan, let's go ahead and get started with the kitchen makeover. Welcome to day one of the kitchen makeover. Today I am tackling the tile as well as the bar area, and I'm trying to take this as slow as possible so I don't overwhelm myself. So for the tiles, you guys might have noticed in the mood board that I'm using this pattern, and this one is actually the Floor Pops brand. I got this off of Amazon and the shipping was a lot faster, and they actually had a lot more of their designs in stock on Amazon versus their actual website at the time when I ordered this. So if you're searching on their website and you don't find these tiles, definitely check on Amazon, see if they're in stock and grab them. So for these, I measured out the whole kitchen to figure out how much I needed, and then they have a very helpful guide on figuring out how many boxes that you need. So I ended up ordering 6 of these boxes, and on the back side of the box it also tells you all the tools that you'll need. So they suggest that you get a utility knife, a carpenter square, a tile roller, a tape measure, and a chalk line. I have a majority of those items, but I don't have all of them, so I'm just going to use what I have at home to make this work. Last night I gave a deep clean to the whole kitchen, so I tried to get every crevice, and I also tried to clean up the floors so that I could prep it for the tiling. It already feels so much cleaner in the space and it's ready to be worked on. Hello from VoiceOver Tina. So when I said that I deep cleaned, your girl really did deep clean. I got into all the little nooks and crannies of all the little spaces that I've never cleaned before, even in between the knobs, and all the little crevices and corners, and really this was an exercise for me, so it felt so good just to have a clean slate to start with. So I would highly recommend that if you're planning a makeover, to make sure you deep clean to have a fresh canvas to start on. This was my first time working with these peel and stick tiles, so I made sure to take my time to figure out the configuration of the tiles before removing the backing, and miraculously this first row of tiles fit perfectly in the entrance of the kitchen, so I made sure to line those up all perfectly because that's really going to set you up for success for the rest of the tiles. And I also made sure that all the tiles were facing the correct way so that you have a perfect pattern. Then I just peeled the backing and stuck it over the existing tile the same way that I had it planned out. I tried to line the tiles up as perfectly as I could, and I really took my time here with this, making sure that I pressed them down, especially on the corners. I also took my marble rolling pin and went over all the tiles just to make sure that they stuck really well. It's recommended to use a tile roller, but I'm just using what I have at home. Also, I just realized that I've never actually used this rolling pin for food. It's only been used for crafts and DIYs, so it's totally fine that I'm using it on this dirty floor. And this is what the floor was looking like after about halfway of tiling. Look at how much of a difference it's already making. Oh my god. Okay, so here is an update on the floor so far. It looks pretty good. I really love this pattern. I think it adds so much interest and it looks really good from far away, but I did notice in reviews that these don't line up all the way. So for example, if you take a look here, these don't align perfectly, and that's just kind of how this pattern is. If that bothers you, I would recommend to get a more simple pattern, but I don't really mind it because no one's looking that closely anyways, and I think it looks pretty good. And all that's left to do is these edge pieces. To cut the pieces, you'll need a utility knife, so I have this box cutter here. I'm basically going to use the straight edges of the tile to do this, so I'm going to follow along it, and all you really have to do is to score it a couple of times and then snap it, and that's how they break, and it should be pretty easy. So let's see how that goes. Basically, I'm done with the floors now, but there is this little spot right here, which I think I might do later, but it's just like the smallest sliver, and we're not gonna move the oven to bring it up, so if my sister wants to do that, she can in the future. But for now, I put in this rug that we are probably using and just covering the bottom of it, and it looks perfect. So I'm really happy that I got this done. It did not take that long. I think the most tedious part was really just going around the edges. Next thing on my list is to work on the island that's gonna go right here. I think I'm just gonna work on this all night, and then tomorrow we'll have enough time to work on this whole area, and then we'll go around and then finish up that last area in the back, which is the pantry. Oh my gosh, I'm literally sweating so much. Let's fast forward to the building montage of the island. Oh my god, my bun's so crazy. The moment of truth. Oh my god, I thought that wasn't gonna fit. Okay, not bad. And then lastly, you gotta add on the handles. I think I want to spray paint this handle, but for now I will just put it on just to have the satisfaction to have this piece built. Okay guys, it's almost midnight, so I'm about to go to bed, but I'm so happy with the progress that we've made. Honestly, adding in this bar cart already opens up the space so much. Because this is the same height as the countertops, this honestly just makes the room feel so much bigger, even though this kitchen is pretty tiny. I'm so happy with how it looks so far, and I can't wait to work on it tomorrow. Welcome to day 2 of this makeover. Today I'm mainly focusing on this little island area, and then I'm also focusing on replacing all of the hardware on all of the cabinets, and maybe I'll start cleaning the pantry. Depends on how late it gets and how much energy I have. I'm super excited to start decorating this island because our friends at Fi actually provided some of the artwork for the island behind me, and I really think that the artwork is going to draw your eye up this wall, especially since this kitchen is so small. Just adding height to it is going to elevate it so much. So I'm so excited to show you guys the pieces. Let me bring you into the other room so that there's ample lighting, and let me show you all the prints. Alright guys, so this is what I picked up from Fi for above the island, and I think it looks so good together. I really wanted to contrast 2 different pictures, so I wanted something more graphic to contrast with the photograph of nature, and I think that they look so good next to each other. Also, the wood tones of the frames are so perfect for the kitchen. I think it's really going to brighten and warm up the space, and both of these came in really fast and nicely packaged. And I also want to show you guys the big one that I picked up. This one is so beautiful. It's probably the biggest piece of art that I've ever had, and it's gonna go into the living room, I think, but all of these are going to look so nicely together. And I also picked up some prints without frames, so these ones are the ones that I'm going to take to California, and I'm so excited for each one of these because this is like totally my vibe. And then this is going to look perfect on a shelf or in a bathroom. And then this one was just really cool, and I really love seeing all the different artists on their website because then you can really find one that suits your vibe and see how all of these kind of just go together. And I'm just So obsessed. So aside from prints and wall art, Fi has a really amazing selection of decor for your entire home. They carry some beautiful rugs, throw pillows, furniture, and even lighting that I'm eyeing for my new apartment. And their collection includes products from emerging brands and artists, so it's really awesome knowing that you'll find some really unique pieces for your home. I'm so happy to partner with Fi for this video, and they're actually giving viewers of this video 20% off with an exclusive discount code. You can use it across their entire site. I'll have it linked down below. Be sure to click on it and use it within 72 hours to get the 20% off. And I'm gonna grab my pieces and hang them up. And since I'm styling this whole countertop, I wanna make sure that they are at an appropriate height and that it's not too awkward and has a lot of spacing in between the counter to the bottom of the frame. So I'm going to take the tallest item that I'm styling with, which is this cutting board, and I'm just gonna place this down so I can better visualize it. And to be honest, I just wanted to put this here to cover that outlet. That works so perfectly. You can't even tell the outlet's there. So if you're putting up artwork by yourself and you can't visualize it because you're too close to the wall, so you can't really tell what it's gonna look like from afar, I would suggest to use this hack, which is to place a camera on the opposite wall and then just have it recording you as you adjust the height. And that way you can better see how the frames look up on the wall without having someone to hold it while you're looking at it from afar. So now I'm just gonna review the footage and see where I liked it best. I think this is the best configuration, right? It's not too high and not too low, it is just right. So here I'm doing the tape hack to perfectly space out my nails, and essentially I'm just going to add tape to the back of my frame and then mark off where I want my screws to be. And after that, all you really need to do is to hang it on the wall and make sure that it's leveled. Once I was happy with the placement, I went ahead and hammered in my nails, and that's all there is to it. Oh my god, they look so cute. I am absolutely loving the way that they look above the island. I think it kind of adds a little window feel, especially since this kitchen has no windows and no natural light coming in. So we'll just pretend that these are the windows, and I can't wait to finish the rest of the bar. I did actually find a new handle for this drawer so that it'll match perfectly with the ones with the cabinet, and that's what we're gonna move on to next. So let me show you what I got. To give these cabinets a major upgrade, I found these beautiful handles on Amazon. They came in a pack of 15, which is perfect because that's exactly how many cabinets I have. And I picked up this beautiful brass finish handle. I think this is nice and sleek and modern, and also brings in that natural tone that we're looking for since it's not exactly a yellow gold. It's kind of more of a brown brass color, and I think it's gonna work really perfectly. And what's really nice about this is that it comes with its own hardware, so you don't have to buy any extra hardware or worry about your old screws not fitting into the new handles. The best way to figure out what length you need the handles at is to look at the holes already in your cabinets and then just measure the distance between the two and make sure that you're measuring from the middle of the hole and not from the outsides. So I figured out that I needed 3-inch handles, and then for my drawer pulls I found a matching set of these, and they go together so perfectly. They came in a pack of 5, even though I only have 2 cabinets, but that's totally fine. We can always use extra for the future just in case. But I'm gonna start installing these around the whole kitchen. So I just finished up this side of the cabinet. It's already looking so much better. You could just tell how much more expensive this looks. And it was just so affordable and I love it. And now I'm just gonna work on the rest of these. And I already started on these ones just to have a comparison, but it's just so much better. These just look so much more substantial, so much better quality, and I love them. Hello guys, welcome to day 3 of this makeover. So today I'm mainly tackling the pantry behind me. All we really need to do is get rid of that ugly contact paper, which I'm so excited to get rid of. And I did get a little impatient and started a little bit last night, and I just wanted to see what I needed to do in order to accomplish this because I wasn't sure if it was going to be raw wood underneath or if I needed to do any sanding, but luckily it is finished treated wood, so we should be fine just to take off the contact paper and maybe clean up some of the gooey stuff underneath. So here is what the wood looks like without this beautiful 80s contact paper. And as you can see, I have a little burrito of contact paper right here. Ooh. Oh my god, this is so easy to take care of. And luckily, as you guys saw, this was pretty easy to take off. So here we have a beautiful shelf with no contact paper on it. So here's what we want the shelf to look like. Whoa! Oh my god. So luckily the sticky residue that's left over isn't too bad. So I'm gonna go over it with a magic eraser and that will come off pretty easily. But now I have to tackle 1, 2, 3 more shelves and then we can get to styling this hopefully. Roll the time lapse. One pile of contact paper later and we are left with this beautiful pantry. Oh my god, this looks so much better with the wood. I will say it kind of smells, probably because the contact paper has been on here for years probably. So I'm going to give it a quick scrub, clean it all out just so that we have fresh new shelves. And what I think I'm gonna do actually is take this out a little bit because right now they are shoved all the way in. But if I move this out, it kind of gives it that more built-in look. Okay, so I pulled them all out a little bit more and I think it looks a lot better. As you can see, there is a little bit of a gap, but since we will be styling everything, I don't think that it will be as noticeable. I think it looks a lot more purposeful and a lot more like a built-in shelf rather than a pantry that the doors broke and then I just try to fix it. But I think this is going to look so good styled, and basically all I have to do is clean the rest of this, put some of the things back, and we'll be done, I think. To complete the island, I switched out the handle for one that matched the rest of the cabinets. Luckily, I found one in the right size and it totally makes it look way more expensive and ties the island right into the kitchen. All the pieces that I'm styling with are very affordable and some are even from the thrift store, so if you haven't watched my last video on what I bought for this makeover, feel free to check it out. I'll also have all the links below to everything I'm styling with. The last thing that I needed to do for this area was actually to spray paint the light. I totally forgot to do it until last minute, so I taped everything off, turned on my vents, and got to spray painting the sconce. The color I chose doesn't exactly match with the new handles, but honestly, I didn't mind. As long as it wasn't silver anymore, I thought it looked so much better with this upgrade. To finish the pantry, I created some labels to make it as Pinterest worthy as possible. These baskets are from Dollar Tree, and I also found these cute little clothespin chalkboard signs that work perfectly as labels on the basket. So all I really needed to do was to use my chalk marker and write the labels on. And then to label all the clear containers, I also use a chalk marker to write on them. This is such a cost-effective way to add labels to your pantry, and it's also great because you can wipe it off when you need to use it for something else. Alright, you guys have seen me putting together all the tiles, the bar, the kitchen cabinets, and also this pantry, and now it is time to finally reveal the space to you guys. I hope you're ready because I'm so excited with how it turned out, so let me reveal it to you right now. Oh my god, guys, the kitchen is looking so good and I'm so happy with how it turned out. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. I really hope that this video gives you guys some inspo on upgrading your kitchen. You really don't need a huge budget to make a big transformation, and I'm just so pleased with how it turned out. I absolutely love how the island turned out. I think that is kind of the star because it looks like a little supermarket in there. And then of course, I really love how the pantry turned out. It is so cute, and just taking a look back at what it looked like before, it has made such a transformation. So I'm just so excited and so happy that my sister gets to move into this brand new space and really make it her own. And again, thank you so much to Five for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm posting videos every single week. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm posting on there every single day. That is it for today's video. Stay inspired and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!